Remoan! What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. The Spike journalist and political commentator Brandon O'Neill appeared on Sky News Australia recently to explain the current situation in UK politics now that the Corbynated chicken has finally agreed to an election. The whole interview itself is a great watch, so if you have not seen it already, I will link it below so you can check it out, as we will only be taking a look at a short clip from the interview regarding the Labour Party, Jess Phillips, and the way these politicians have betrayed the voters. Let's stop talking about it and take a quick look.
Now, the polls agree, but, one hesitates in this age of Donald Trump and hear the Scott Morrison come from behind win to believe in any polls. But the polls agree that the Conservatives are well in front of Labor, 37% to 22, first past the post system. What do you think? How do you think voters are going to resolve this issue? Because, Johnson did say 31st of October, we're out of the European Union. He can't go there. It's going to effectively be another referendum.
The thing is that, it's really unpredictable as to what will happen. The polls do show that Boris's party, the Tory party, has a lead, and that doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, the way the Labour Party has behaved in recent years is just absolutely disgusting, to be frank. This is a party which ran in the 2017 general election on a manifesto which promised to respect the result of the referendum, which promised to uphold Brexit. Now, so many Labour MPs are reneging on that. Labour Party policy is now to hold a second referendum, i.e. to make null and void the first referendum. So they've broken all their promises. I mean, just to give you an example, there's a Labour MP called Jess Phillips. She represents Birmingham Yardley, and all the wards, all 4 wards in Birmingham Yardley voted for Brexit. One of them voted for Brexit by 68%, which is a really high percentage. She, Jess Phillips, this Labour MP, has spent the best part of 3 years trying to block Brexit, trying to stop Brexit. The staggering contempt that these politicians have for their own voters, for the people who put them into Parliament, is really amazing. And I'm just glad that people have got an opportunity to say something about that now in the election. And I hope they seize that opportunity to say to Labour MPs in particular, you betrayed us and we're going to teach you a lesson.
Now, I will answer the host's main question straight away, which Brendan didn't really answer in full as he went straight on to the Labour Party. But regarding the Brexit delay and Boris Johnson, the main reason Boris still leads in the polls is because it's plain for anyone to see Brexit has been delayed yet again by the Remoaner Parliament passing laws that required him to extend the Article 50 process. I wish it was as easy as blaming Boris for this shit show. We can lay our thanks on the Tory rebels betraying him and the country by supporting the Benn Act that caused this shit show to occur. Boris Johnson, like every single voter in this country, has been a passenger in the Brexit situation since the Benn Act was passed. We are just essentially along for the ride as Parliament is in control right now. Boris tried to get some form of Brexit done by getting a rehashed Maybot deal in time for the 31st of October, but of course, as we all know, they worked against him to delay Brexit yet again. No thanks to former Tory Sir Oliver Letwin. People have seen this occurring in the open now, and that's why the Tory party still lead in the polls. Parliament has publicly made sure the October 31st deadline was missed, so the average voter is not going to blame Boris Johnson for that. Then, of course, Brandon O'Neill points out the complete disaster that is the Labour Party under the Corbynated chicken when it comes to Brexit. He is spot on when he calls out the disgusting behaviour emanating from the Labour Party and its MPs, who now almost entirely want to go back on their manifesto pledge that got them elected in 2017, saying they would honour the referendum result, which I have pointed out many times on this channel. Instead, the Labour Party have decided to back the anti-democratic idea we should hold a second referendum because they don't like the results of the first. Brendan then uses the Birmingham Yardley MP Jess Phillips, who represents a completely Leave voting area in Birmingham, as an example, and what a great example she is, because as he said, she has spent the last 2 years trying to stop Brexit against the wishes of her constituents. But that's not all she has done. Let's not forget this Remainer MP said this in the House of Commons about her constituents while Maybot was PM.
The reason that people voted Leave are plentiful, and I'm not going to pretend that they all agree exactly with me. But if we no deal the people who voted leave in my area, who I am not scared of, and if they don't like the things that I say, do you know what? I believe in parliamentary democracy and they can get rid of me. And I am not frightened of that prospect.
Well, as you will see in that clip, Jess claimed earlier this year she is not scared of her constituents who voted to leave and challenged them to get rid of her. Little did she know, within 8 months, she would have to face them at the ballot box. I hope the people of Birmingham Yardley give her a nice slice of humble pie and send her ass back to the job centre. I mean, she actually deserves to be removed from Parliament, considering only last month she said in the House of Commons she would vote against the general election, but is confident she would hold her seat, which sounds rather odd. But then again, she is a Labour MP. Maybe she's expecting 10,000 odd postal votes, like Labour got in the Peterborough by-election earlier this year. It would not surprise me. If that was not enough though, in the same speech that she pledged to block an election, she doubled down on her utter stupidity and admits she has no clue about parliamentary procedures, which is remarkable considering her job is literally to use parliamentary procedures to pass laws and help her constituents. Talk about admitting you have no right or reason to be in the position you hold. But don't take my word for it, guys. Let's see it for ourselves.
And I want to, I suppose, speak really, really plainly and say that tonight I will absolutely vote against a general election, just like I would vote against pretty much anything the current Prime Minister put in front of me, because I have I'm going to warn Mr. Speaker that I'm not cracking on the old parliamentary, the protocols and everything, and I fear I may say some things that are unparliamentary. Please feel free to alert me to them. I have absolutely no faith in anything that the current Prime Minister says. Literally none. I wouldn't trust him. Am I allowed to say that? I wouldn't trust him. As well, I mean, there's literally no distance that I could trust him. No, so yes, members on the other side say so. Stand in an election. I have absolutely no fear that I would hold my seat in an election. Absolutely none whatsoever. However, the Prime Minister does not. The Prime Minister that we have at the moment is playing some bully boy game of some bully boy public school that I probably won't understand any more than I understand parliamentary procedures. The Prime Minister that we have at the moment is playing some bully boy game of some bully boy public school that I probably won't understand any more than I understand parliamentary procedures. And I am absolutely... Sorry, would the honourable gentleman like to make an intervention? Crack on.
Order. The honourable lady says that she doesn't understand parliamentary procedure, but on the whole she doesn't shriek from a sedentary position.
Like I said, when you sound like an idiot, you might as well double down and admit you're an idiot. Well, that is the Jess Phillips philosophy, at least it seems. That was just 2 examples off the top of my head out of about 10, such as the 25,000 doors knocked bullshit, delusions of running for Labour leader, and let's not forget the saga of a card smear jobs by this shit weasel and BBC cum buckets like venereal disease. Sorry, I mean Victoria, Derbyshire.
Jeremy Cunt. I'm so sorry, Jeremy Hunt. I've never said that before in my life. It's usually men who say that.
You know, that sexist bin. Now, Brendan, it was a great example using Jess Phillips, but you could have said so much more that she alone has done, let alone the rest of these Labour traitors. At the end, though, he points out something many Brexiteers, including myself, have been saying for a while. The utter contempt these Remoaners have been showing for the British voter is absolutely incredible. Not just Labour, but Tory MPs as well. The entire Liberal Democrat Party and the SNPs, led by the waste of oxygen Ian Blackford and Nicola Sturgeon. Luckily now, the British voter will have their say, and let's hope the swamp is drained completely But realistically, we will be lucky to get rid of 50% of these traitors in December. Hopefully, that will be enough to prevent them acting against the British people again. Now, as I said at the start of this video, I suggest you guys go and watch the full interview on Sky News Australia's YouTube channel that is linked down below. It's a great video and deserves more than the 9,000 views it currently has. And if you're like me, you always think it's good to see people shitting on Labour traitors like Jess Phillips. And I personally cannot wait to see her face if she loses the next election, which I expect she will, along with her fellow traitors. Providing, of course, they haven't already decided to stand down since they know the electorate is going to chew them up and spit them out at the ballot box. But I'm going to end the video there anyway, guys. I want to thank the channel's PayPal, Patreon and Subscribe Star members for supporting the channel, along with everyone who watches my videos. Remember to let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Leave a like, subscribe with the notification bell and share this video as it helps the channel a lot. And I will see you all in the next one.
This Parliament is a dead Parliament. It should no longer sit. It has no moral right to sit on these green benches. They don't like the truth. Twice they have been asked to let the electorate decide upon whether they should continue to sit in their seats, while they block 17.4 million people's votes. Parliament is a disgrace, but they're too cowardly to give it a go. But the time is coming. The time is coming, Mr. Speaker, when even these turkeys won't be able to prevent Christmas.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors. Slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going and we are glad to be going. We're off.